evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?
Welcome back to the Denver Broncos franchise on Madden 22. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment below. It is week 13. We're coming off a loss to the Panthers in a game that we simulated, which kind of stinks. We got a trap game coming up against the Rams. Hang on. I hate when that music kicks in, because a lot of times, if you leave it on too long, it snags it for copyright claims or whatever, which drives me crazy because I have the in-game music volume set to 0 so that that doesn't happen, and yet that still happens in those cutscenes or whatever. Anyway, we're 2 games back of the Chiefs, and at this point in the season, I'm not sure we'll be able to catch them. So that kind of stinks. Ike, he just wants a 1-year deal. How many guys have we decided to let go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. McManus we will let go, which would be 8. Kendall Hinton would make 9. Minshew, I think, will make 10. Benny Snell will make 11. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep Botker for 1 more year as the backup left guard. He's not asking for a fortune. We'll see if he'll take 1.6 instead of 1.67, which they say is a fair offer. And he does. So, got that done. McManus has been good for us, but he's 33. He's now a 73 overall. And what he's losing is his leg strength. And if you can't kick a 54-yard field goal, I don't really need you anymore. I can go find a rookie who can kick it that far. All right. Weekly strategy against the Rams. Probably going to be, so they say defend the outside run. They're just not very good offensively, and they do actually run it a fair amount. So we'll go ahead and stick with that. Here, we will go blitz counter. And then probably our usual goals here. I'm cool with the 2 TD passes. Let's get the first downs. Rush for 150, and we're going to get some sacks. I don't know if Stafford will still be their QB at this point in the series or not, but we shall see. That's one thing that gets hard doing these franchise videos. As you move along, you're not sure who's on what team, so when you go to do commentary, it's tough. Unless you were to go in and study the roster before the game, it's just not that easy. And when I do the commentary, I do one audio cut of me just watching everything that I've edited as far as the key plays in the game. I do one take for the commentary, and so I don't have a chance to stop, figure out who number 19 is, and then start the audio recording again or whatever. So anyway, manage staff. I don't remember what we need points wise. I feel like 14 points should get us something in one of those coordinator tabs. We're done on this tab for now. We're done on this one for good. Okay, so over here, yeah, 8 points will get us soft hands. So our free safeties can now catch the ball a little bit better. How about the games? So today for me is the 24th, Monday. And man, the divisional games in the NFL playoffs this weekend were nuts. They all came down to walk-off situations. There were 3 walk-off field goals and then a walk-off touchdown in overtime. Just bonkers. All right, so Daquan Burgess is coming back from injury. which is nice because I want to get him involved. I think he could end up being a pretty good receiver for us if we continue to nurture his abilities. So he will remain 4th on this depth chart for now. Next year, I think he will pass Tim Patrick. In fact, didn't we decide to let Tim Patrick go? And then if we go to slot, I want to just put him ahead of Hinton is basically what we're going to do. And then Judy is going to be the other one, right? That's a big difference in the ability of those two guys. But Burgess doesn't necessarily have the kind of speed that I would like in a deep threat. But the objective with him is get him running a route one-on-one. And just throw up a 50-50 ball and hope that he can use his physical, abilities to just go up and win those jump balls. But all right, we are ready to jump into the action. It's going to be the Rams coming to town to take on the Broncos in a 3-8 versus 8-3 matchup as the Broncos look to get back on track. And here we are in Denver, Colorado, the tale of two different seasons here as the Broncos come into this one 8-3 while the Rams 3-8 on the season. A disappointing effort from this squad, especially considering some of the star power that they've got. And they're going to send it deep. Corey Bryant going to down this one for the touchback. And here comes Denver and Brett Morris and this Broncos offensive attack that has been pretty solid so far this year. Look at the numbers for him. Now 22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions through 11 games, and he's got 2,864 yards passing. So a pretty good effort from him here in the 2024 season. They start things off on the ground as Javonte Williams, a simple 8-yard run here, but he is hurt on the play, and that could be big if he's unable to return just one play into the ball game. Now later in the drive, 3rd down and 8 from the 42. Down the middle, it's Jerry Jeudy on the slant. He's got this into LA territory down to the 37-yard line. And a big play there. Now 2nd and 4 from the 19. Morris looking to throw. Swings it outside to Albert O. Looked like they had him stopped, but he gets away from 2 star players. Fights his way for the 1st down. Now 1st and 10 from the 14. Morris going to run with it. Got a block from Stevenson as well and takes this down to the 3-yard line and sets up 1st and goal. And now on 3rd down and goal, they keep it on the ground with Javonte Williams, and he takes it in for the score. And Denver comes right down to get the lead. And immediately, LA finds themselves trailing in this one. That was a 13-play drive, taking over 5.5 minutes. Denver would kick off. That's going to be down for the touchback, and the Rams will start from their 25, and it's Matthew Stafford through coming to go to work. And we got to look at the numbers for Stafford so far this year. Over 2,500 yards passing, just 8 interceptions, same as Morris, but he's got just 14 touchdowns on the year, as the offense just hasn't really been getting much done here. Now, 1st and 10, first play from scrimmage, just a short completion, but there's a flag comes in late on the play, and it's going to be roughing, and they'll add 15 yards to the end of that one. Now 3rd down and 5 later in the drive from the 39-yard line. Stafford throws it outside, short of the 1st down, and now 4th down and 3. They're going to go for it. They keep it on the ground with Cam Akers, and he's got the 1st down, so it would have been a long field goal there from the 37. But now 3rd and inches, and they go on the ground with Akers this time, and he is going to get backed up, taken down at the 22-yard line. 4th and 1 coming up, and this time they're just going to settle for the 3. The kick is good, and that makes it 7-6, Denver out in front. So now they're going to go back to work on offense here, and it's Brett Morris on 2nd down and 8. He's going down the middle to Noah Fant. That pass complete all the way to the 47-yard line, a gain of 26. And they're into LA territory now, 1st down and 10. Morris going to go deep down the sideline. He's got Cortland Sutton, who had a step on his man, and that is going to be caught for the touchdown. A big strike there, and Denver extends their lead. That's going to make it 14-3 after the extra point. A 36-yard touchdown strike on that one. Now 2nd down and 14 on the ensuing drive. Nice catch there by Robert Woods, getting the feet down, and that's complete out to the 43, a gain of 22. Now 2nd and 4 from the 29. McPherson coming on the blitz, and he is going to get to Matthew Stafford Nobody picked him up, and that's a clean shot on a veteran QB. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 11. Now Stafford looking to throw. Down the middle, just has to dump this off. Akers makes the catch, but is tackled for a 5-yard gain, well short of the 1st down. And the Rams would have to punt. Now on the ensuing drive, 1st and 10. Swing it outside to Noah Fant. He's going to be tackled short of the 1st down. And he is hurt on the play, holding that left arm, and it is a broken collarbone, so he's going to be out for the game and likely for at least about a month or so with an injury along those lines. Now 3rd down and 7 from the 46. Morris going to roll out, looking downfield, but can't find anything, just has to throw it away, and the Broncos will have to punt. So this is from their 46. Gervasi sends it deep. It lands at the 4, bounces to the 1 where Corey Webster is there to down it, or Sammy Webster downs it at the 1. Next play, it looked like McPherson was going to get the safety, but Stafford able to get rid of it, complete to the 7-yard line, gives him some breathing room, but then on 3rd and inches, the pass is incomplete, and they've got a punt from their own 11. Now it's Bryant back to return, fields this at the 39, and brings it back to about midfield, where the Broncos are going to have excellent field position with just 3 minutes 43 seconds to play in the half. Now 3rd down. Albert O stepping up with the absence of Noah Fant. He's going to catch this down to the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Now inside a minute to go in the half. 3rd and 5, swing it outside to Trey Stevenson, and he's got some blocking, takes that into the corner of the end zone, and Denver is going to extend their lead late in the half. That would make it 21-3. Now, on the ensuing possession, the Rams going to try and move the football, but on 2nd down and 1, they're down to their last timeout. He's going to get sacked for a big loss. Draymond Jones shaken up on the play, which is unfortunate for the Broncos, and the Rams would just run it up the middle on 3rd and long. We go to the half. It is 21-3. All Denver in this one. The Rams offense just doing absolutely nothing in that first half. A total of 88 yards of offense, and they are getting beat by 18 at the halfway point. Now we look at the Chargers and the Browns out in L.A., and it's tied at 14 there as Jalen Hurts and crew trying to get back to an even 500 on the season. A win would get them to 6-6. The Chargers, a mess of a year so far in this one. They sit at 2-9. Now the Seahawks hosting the Dolphins, and it's been all Miami in that one. Tua just putting up a bunch of numbers in the first half, 189 yards, a couple of touchdowns as they are way ahead in Seattle. Then we go to Houston to see what the Chiefs can do there. And the Texans come away with a nice win. They improved to 8-4. The Chiefs fall to 10-2 on the season. Mahomes with a couple of interceptions that made a big impact in that ball game. Deshaun Watson with a pretty solid day. Now the second half action. It's going to be Cooper Kupp making the catch there. That gets him into Denver territory, but he is shaken up on the play. And it's going to be 1st and 10, 47. From the 47 after the injury timeout. Now 2nd and 10, swings it outside. That's good to Odell Beckham Jr. He's got it down to the 33-yard line for a gain of 14 and another 1st down. But now 3rd and 10, Stafford to throw. Try to set up the screen. Johnson there to break that one up, or at least stop it well short of the 1st down. And it sets up 4th and 8 from the 31. It's a 49-yard field goal try. Just barely squeaks through the inside of the upright and really barely made it over the crossbar, frankly. And now 21-6, Denver going back to work on offense. Javonte Williams right up the middle for a nice run there. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 40. Now 1st and 10 at the LA 39. They go down the middle to Albert O. He's got another nice gain there, gain of 20. Gets it down to the 19 inside the red zone. Now 2nd and 5. Morris looking to throw, has plenty of time. He's going to go down the middle to Alec Ingold, and that's going to be complete down to the 3. And it's 1st and goal from there. Now Morris trying to roll out and buy some time. Can't find anybody open. He's going to take it himself into the corner of the end zone for the rushing touchdown. And the Broncos extend that lead to make it 28-6. This one starting to get away from the Rams. Ensuing possession, 1st and 10. Stafford looking to throw. Holds on to it too long. Bradley Chubb gets the sack. Fumble. Draymond Jones picks it up, takes it in. That's going to make it 35-6. Denver just now running away with this one, and they are not done yet. Now on in the 4th quarter, 7.5 to play. Javonte Williams going to run this one in for the touchdown. That would make it 42-6. And then later, from the Wildcat, it's actually going to be a touchdown pass, technically, for Javonte Williams. And that would make it 49-6. That would be your final. 2.9 yards of play offensively for the Rams in this one, as they total just 123 total yards of offense. And this was just an absolute shellacking from start to finish. The Broncos just crush them on both sides of the ball. Brett Morris, 18 for 23, 226 yards and a touchdown. Matt Stafford, 18 of 29, 129 yards and an interception. Javonte Williams, 1 for 1 with a 4-yard touchdown pass on his resume for the day. Now we'll see what he did on the ground, as he ends up rushing for just 53 yards on 14 carries, but he did have 2 touchdowns. Nice day for Trey Stevenson with 65 yards and a touchdown run as well. Cam Akers, just 34 yards. Benny Snell, 37 yards on 7 carries. Brett Morris had a touchdown run. Then receiving-wise, 5 catches for Nick Boyle was the most receptions by anyone, but not a lot of passing yards to speak of near the top of this list. You did see Trey Stevenson there with a touchdown catch late out of the Wildcat. Cooper Kupp, a pretty quiet day. Albert O, a nice day filling in for the injured Noah Fant after he left the game. Jerry Jeudy, just 3 catches for 50 yards. Cam Sutton, 2 catches, 40 yards, and a touchdown on the day. And there's Fant with 35 yards on 2 grabs before he left with the broken collarbone. Now we look at the defensive side of things. The leading tackler for the Rams was Dion Mack, the young middle linebacker, racked up 14 tackles. Will McPherson, the leading tackler for the Denver Broncos, with 7, including 2 for a loss. James Webster racking up 3 sacks on the day. Sean Harold had a sack. Bradley Chubb had a sack. Will McPherson had a sack. And no sacks for the Rams. Patrick Surtain came away with an interception, so it was just pretty much all Denver in this one. Even on the stat sheet, nothing really positive to say about what the Rams were able to do today. Brandon McManus, how about no field goal tries, but 7 extra points. Mann with 5 punts, netting an average of 39 yards, and then Gervasi with 1 punt, 53 yards, that was down at the 1. And the Broncos win this one 49-6. All right, so some post-game upgrades here to a few different players. Netane Muti is getting one at left guard, so he continues to improve. I can't really seem to keep him healthy for at least long stretches, but he's a pretty darn good player for us at this point in his career. And how old is he? Just 25. Quinn Miners also getting one, so he continues to improve. And our offensive line, as we've kind of talked about, looks like it's going to be pretty well set for a long time, with here Lindsey Green, the backup left tackle at this point, but the rookie, the star dev trait, should end up being extremely good at some point down the road. And then Nick Gervasi, the punter. Who cares? He gets a little bit better. Did he get a power boost? He did. There we go. That's always good. All right, so we've got 32 staff points to spend. We absolutely slaughter the Rams to get to 9-3 on the year. So now we're going to start simulating a few ball games. But let's get through all of the interweek management stuff here. So we get 1,000 XP for picking up the win in the quote-unquote trap game, which was anything but as far as that one turned out. Jeez. They couldn't do anything against us. We didn't even really run the ball all that well, but we were, kind of just efficient all week or all game long. All right, so we've got this one here that we need to purchase. And last but not least, roadblock. So we're done with our coordinators. Actually, no, I see that I missed one here. Right there. Boom. So that's the end of our points. But that's everything on this page, everything on the offensive coordinator, and I don't want to do anything else on head coaches yet. And then here, we are all the way down through this tree, so now we can just kind of start working our way down here through these free agent signing bonuses or whatever. So we're making pretty good progress across the board there. All right, so it is simulate time. We should be able to advance to the next week, right? Oh, let's check out the injuries, because there were 3 in that game, guys that left the game and didn't come back. Noah Fant broke his collarbone. Dang, 7 weeks. Moody left with an abdominal tear. He's out for 5 weeks. and Webster out for 4 weeks. This one kind of hurts because now we only have 2 tight ends on the roster for 7 weeks, and that's basically almost the entire rest of the season with the playoffs included. I think we need to maybe at least take a look at free agency and see if there's anybody decent that we can add just to give us that third option. So let's go to tight ends. There's probably a veteran out there. Eric Ebron is there. How about Ian Thomas? Can he pass? Can he block, though? It's between him and 61, so that's not great. But it's better than Dan Arnold. What about DeGora? 63, and he's younger. It's just for 1 year, or, half of the season here. So I'm getting the guy that's the best blocker, and it's this guy. So just add him to the roster. That gives us a third tight end. In a scenario where, like, let's say Albert O gets hurt in a game, we can't have it where we've only got one legitimate tight end on the roster that can play. So what this means is that we'll have to either cut someone or move somebody to the practice squad. I think Meander is the odd man out here, which kind of stinks because he's realistically our backup. Well, he's a third string left tackle. And with Bowles coming back, we really don't need him that much, I guess, in reality. So let's just put him on the practice squad. He's probably going to get signed, which stinks, but it's not that big of a deal. He's like a 6th or 7th round pick from a couple years ago. He's turned into a decent backup, but we won't miss him. Who am I kidding? All right, so we're moving forward now to week 14. We play the Saints, who are 8-4. Pretty good offense. We're going to have to really play well here on the road to get this win. Let's look at weekly awards because I want to see who got these here. So Webster with his 3 sacks, and he got those before injuring his ribs or whatever it was that took him out of the game. So, all right. Players ready to negotiate. Who are we dealing with here? I thought I just saw... Oh, it's probably... Yeah, we're not going to extend him long term. So, not a big deal if he doesn't come back next year. I could have hypothetically just put Fant onto IR and then not moved Meander to the practice squad, but what this does is makes it to where there's no question about whether or not Noah Fant's going to be able to come back if we get deep into the playoffs. All right, so these guys, against the Saints, I think you always have to worry about the pass. It's just their style. Has been ever since Drew Brees was there, really. And I'm trying to think of who their quarterback was before that. They had a bunch that were pretty bad. What was the guy's name? Aaron... Dang it, there was Aaron somebody who was just atrocious and made one of the worst plays in NFL history. If anybody remembers who that was, throw it in the comments. It was a black QB. I think he played for the Raiders at one point as well, and he bounced around the league, but anyway, not a big deal. All right, we're going to go get some first downs. We're going to run the ball. We're going to get some sacks. All right. So, we might have some player upgrades here. Let's see. We do. Practice player signed. There goes Meander, and somebody else got picked up as well. So that didn't take long. All right, OJ Mudia gets an upgrade. How old is he now? Because he's probably getting to where he's kind of peaking. Yeah, he's 26. So for corner, he's not going to improve a whole lot longer. Webster, I'm going to go power rusher for him. He's already good at run stopping. I want him to get good at pass rushing as well. Because at defensive end, even in a 3-4, I want you to be able to go get the quarterback. So, Dalton Keene is going to maybe get a little bit more action. Although I need to look where he is right there. He might be the third string still. But not a big deal. Gardner Minshew getting an upgrade. And last but not least, Cortland Sutton. So let's continue to just kind of keep him nice and balanced. He's still going to be good for us for a few more years. He's 28. So he's going to start to drop off a little bit, but he's up there high enough with his overall that he's going to be a very capable wideout for a while, especially because he's so balanced and, he's not just like a one-trick pony. All right, we're ready to go ahead and move forward here. You see the Chiefs lost, so we're just one game back in the division. Every game is important now. Can we get the victory against Nolans? Not feeling that great about it on the road, although with who was their quarterback? Was it Kyle Trask? I can't remember. We did get the win, which is awesome. I didn't look to see if the Chiefs won, but let's take a look at the stats from this game first and see how this unfolded. So we ran the ball pretty well, threw it pretty well, created a couple of turnovers, and we stopped the run. So Morris threw an interception, but he threw for another 3 touchdowns. It's Kyle Allen, not Kyle Trask. 279 and a touchdown. We sacked him 3 times. Minshew came in at one point, but not for long, so not sure exactly what that's about. Nice day for Javonte Williams. We bottled up Alvin Kamara on the ground at least. Stevenson didn't do much for us. Not seeing any fumbles or anything, which is good. Trotman, a pretty nice day for them at tight end. Judy, a good day, 84 yards on 7 catches and a couple of touchdowns. Cortland Sutton, 80 yards. Nice day for Albert O, stepping up with Noah Fant on the injured list. Peoples-Jones, a decent day. Michael Thomas, 65 yards, not that bad. He got a touchdown, but I'm pretty happy with bottling him up that much. Stevenson was good through the air. Kamara didn't get a whole lot of action in the passing game, and that's always good because he's really good at that. Now, tackles. Jewell led us in tackles with 7. Where's McPherson? Just 5 tackles on the day. Who had the sacks? We got 2, or they got 2 from Marcus Davenport, Spencer Johnston, Bradley Chubb, and then the Jones boys connected for 1. Who had the interception? Marshawn Lattimore. Boswell 1 for 1. McManus missed a field goal, hit a chip shot, 4 extra points. We only had to punt once, 58-yarder down inside the 20. Nicewander, 2 punts, averaging 65 yards. Jeez. Why can't that happen in the actual gameplay? Whatever. Oops, I didn't want to go there. I want to go back to the main screen. So that was what, week 14? Yeah. So now we're in week 15. We've got a couple more players ready to negotiate. So, who are we dealing with here? Browning, yes, we're going to bring him back. I wish he didn't want so much money. I mean, that's kind of a steep price tag for a backup middle linebacker, but he's a decent player. And with Josie Jewell going away, he could see the field a little bit next year, especially if we're running the 3-4. So let's just drop this down a hair and see if he'll accept it. Yeah. Okay. That's not bad. I'm happy to have him back on the roster. Kendall Hinton, it's time for you to go ahead and move on to greener pastures, or retirement, whichever. Now let's get the strategy set for this week. Oh wait, who's coming back from injury? What? He was out for 7 weeks with a broken collarbone. That's the whole reason I went and signed that guy. And I forgot to set my depth chart, dang it. Alright, so defend the outside run. Not for a team that passes it 57% of the time. So Joe Hayden is their QB. Yeah, we'll stick with blitz counter. And now I wonder if let's go with touchdown passes this week. I wonder if Fant came back because of any of like the upgrades that I've got that will reduce the multi-week injuries or whatever, but for him to break his collarbone and only miss 1 game is completely unrealistic. I mean, that's like Wolverine type healing potential. That's insane. So I'm not real crazy about that if that's how that works. Like, it should reduce it by a week instead of like just ending the injury like this. But I guess nothing I can do about it now. So we go and sign this guy. He's here for 1 game, and we lose a young left tackle in the process. But whatever, it's not a big deal. Glad to have Noah Fant back. I just don't understand why he's back already. All right, got a player upgrade. Bubba Van Buren, another middle linebacker that's, a decent player. So we do have a little bit of depth there, even with Josie Jewell moving on. Although, didn't we move Jewell to outside linebacker? I can't remember. He's probably bounced around a little bit for us over the last few seasons. All right, we're ready to go ahead and do this. Look how good the Buccaneers are on paper, but then the 4-9 record. That tells you that maybe they've had some injuries that have impacted their season, and we could be running into a gauntlet here if they're healthy or whatever. But we're on the road though. That doesn't help. 38-21. We just got smoked. Jeez. So let's see what the heck happened here. Our defense has to be better than that. No turnovers, and we threw it pretty well, ran it pretty well. I'll bet you we got sacked a bunch. Well, 3 times to their 2 times. Like, those numbers right there are really even. The comparisons there are just about apples to apples. Williams, we should have run the ball more. Look how well he was running the ball. Leonard Fournette just grinding out 76 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Brandon Lowry, 35 yards and a touchdown. Hayden doing some scrambling a little bit. Stevenson just 1 carry. Why did we not run the ball more, guys? Walton a nice day. Evans a nice day. Sutton, Judy, Fant, all nice days. Scotty Miller was all right. O.J. Howard was okay. Had a touchdown. Not much from Patrick. Alberto just 1 catch. Stevenson just 1 catch. This is one that's kind of hard to explain how we lost that bad when you just look at the stats, but not a big deal. McPherson, 9 tackles. Who had the sacks today? Devin White. Draymond Jones, another one. Sean Harold had 1. Vita Vea and Shaq Barrett. There were no interceptions, right? Yeah. Kicking. McManus missed another field goal. I mean, that might have been some of it. If he missed a long-ish field goal, sets them up with really good field position, and then it might have been like we went for it late in the game, didn't get it, and they put up a garbage time touchdown when it didn't matter that much or whatever. Not Nice day for Gervasi. Let me go back and look at the box score, actually. Yeah, they got 10 points in the fourth quarter, and it could have been, you know, a late touchdown. When it was a 10-point game, we went for it on fourth down, didn't get it, and then they put up another touchdown with a short field or whatever. So there could have been something like that, plus with McManus missing a field goal, also could have set them up with a short field. But anyway, loss is a loss. And we're now 10-4, right? Let's actually look here at the draft news. Single season interception records. Strong safety Darius Edwards. A tight end struggled. Left tackle Cade Porter, best tackle in the league or in the nation, but we're not drafting a tackle. So Luke Burke at strong safety. I think I've already highlighted these guys. So Burke, Webster at linebacker, and then Edwards at safety. Burke and Edwards at safety, Webster at linebacker. Let's go look at those guys and make sure we have them highlighted. So let's start with the safeties. Luke Burke, Darius Edwards, okay. And the good news is that tells me there might be a pretty good strong safety available in this draft, and I want one. So who did I say for the linebacker? Webster. Okay. So we just put hearts on those guys. We'll focus on more scouting and digging through those prospects later after the season is over. But let's get set for this game against the Chargers, and then we'll wrap up the episode. The Chiefs did win, so we're now back to 2 games back in the division, which means we're just not going to win the division. We've got the Chargers coming up, who we have done pretty darn well against. Whoops. We've had issues with turnovers a couple of times when we've played them, but still managed to win. So we're going to go 2 touchdown passes, first downs, rush for 150, and get after Justin Herbert. Alrighty. So, are we ready, or do we have... Okay, we've got 15 staff points to spend, and we've got player upgrades. So let's knock these out real quick. So Wilkins, he's getting to be pretty good for a backup center. He's not real polished as a pass blocker, but that's okay. I've kind of come to the conclusion that with backups, just get them like good at something so that you can kind of take advantage of their one strength when they are in the game. So like if we go to have to use him, we'll do a little bit more running than passing, hypothetically, especially if there's a good nose tackle lined up across from him or whatever. Alright, so the upgrades are done. Staff points ready to spend here. These staff points are probably not super important anymore because they're getting into the part of the perks where I don't need them that much. We're going to go here with safeties. Oh, we don't even have enough points for that anyway. So, not a big deal. Alright, so we are now ready for game 15 in week 16. I'll show you the standings real quick just as a kind of note. With us being 2 games back of the Chiefs, we are probably not going to win the division, although the fact that they are the only AFC team ahead of us in the standings, if they happen to lose a game, we might be still set to play them later this season. Yeah, we play them in Week 18. So if we win out and they lose in either of the next 2 weeks, we would control, we'd control our destiny in that Week 18 game. So this next one, every game here on out is big until Kansas City wins. If they win the next 2 weeks, that game 18 or Week 18 game will not matter. In which case, I would probably just go ahead and simulate it and jump right into the playoffs. But we'll see how that unfolds in the next episode. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.
Good evening, friend and neighbor. Or shall I say this afternoon?